All right, let's talk about a true legend. When it comes to handgun cartridges, the 357 Magnum has a reputation for pure power and tack-driving accuracy. And look, that reputation is well earned. But here's a question for you. Do you know why so many old-timers and seasoned experts treat this round with a special kind of respect and caution? It's because the 357 Magnum is way more dangerous than you might think, and not just for the person on the receiving end. Stick with me because today we're breaking down the good, the bad, and the beastly of this iconic cartridge. First, a little history, because to really understand the 357, you need to know where it came from. Picture this. It's the early 20th century, the era of Prohibition. Crime is exploding, and gangsters are using brand new getaway cars with thick, heavy steel bodies. The problem? Police were armed with the .38 Special, which was a good round for its time, but it just couldn't punch through that tough American steel. The bullets would literally bounce off. So, Smith & Wesson and a team of firearms pioneers, including the legendary Elmer Keith, got to work. They started testing, tweaking, and hot-rodding the .38 Special case. What they came up with in 1935 completely changed the game. The 357 Magnum. It hit harder, it flew faster, and it penetrated deeper. Suddenly, law enforcement had a round that could blast right through car doors and other barriers, finally evening the odds. It was a game changer, and it cemented the 357 Magnum's place in history. So, what makes this nearly 90-year-old cartridge still so respected? Let's get into the strengths. First up is raw velocity and energy. With standard loads, you're looking at speeds easily over 1,200 feet per second. That flat trajectory is what helps you reach out and touch targets accurately from a distance. But speed is nothing without power, and the 357 delivers. It carries an incredible amount of energy, ensuring that when the bullet hits, it penetrates deep and does the job, which is a massive plus whether you're hunting medium-sized game or relying on it in a defensive situation. That power also translates directly into penetration. Ever had a round that just couldn't get through a tough surface? That's where the 357 shines. It was literally designed to punch through barriers, and it still excels at it today. And finally, accuracy. Most revolvers chambered for 357 have a fixed barrel that's bolted solidly to the frame. There's no slide moving back and forth. That inherent stability gives you an incredibly consistent platform for making precise, repeatable shots. For target shooters who demand a high degree of precision, the 357 is a proven performer. Okay, so the 357 is a powerhouse, but with great power comes great responsibility. And that brings us to the dangerous side of this cartridge, the stuff you absolutely need to know. The number one risk is overpenetration. That same power that can punch through a car door can also punch right through an interior wall, and the wall behind that, and the one behind that. In a self-defense scenario inside your home, a missed shot, or even a shot that passes through a threat, can become a serious, tragic accident. You are responsible for every single round that leaves your barrel. And with a 357, that round can travel a lot farther than you think. Next, let's talk about recoil and muzzle flash. Sure, the recoil is more manageable than, say, a .44 Magnum. If you've ever shot a .44, you know exactly what I mean. But make no mistake, for a new shooter or someone used to 9mm, the 357 has a sharp, authoritative kick. It can be a real handful, making quick, accurate follow-up shots a serious challenge. And that kick is accompanied by a massive, bright muzzle flash. In a low-light situation, that flash can easily disorient you and ruin your night vision for a few critical seconds. And one thing people often forget is the noise level. The 357 Magnum isn't just loud. It's one of the most ear-splittingly loud handgun rounds out there. Firing this thing without proper hearing protection, even just once, can cause immediate and permanent hearing damage. This is not an exaggeration. It's a serious risk. So that all sounds pretty intense, right? But here's the good news. For every one of those risks, there's a smart, practical way to manage it. This is how you tame the beast. To handle overpenetration, the solution is twofold. First, know your target and what is beyond it. This is gun safety 101, but it's doubly important with a powerful round like this. Second, choose your ammo wisely. For home defense, consider using a quality jacketed hollow point designed for controlled expansion. These rounds are engineered to dump their energy into the target and are less likely to overpenetrate. To manage recoil, the answer is training and technique. A firm, proper grip is non-negotiable. But here's a pro tip. Start by practicing with lighter .38 special rounds in your .357 revolver. This lets you get comfortable with the trigger and the sights without fighting the recoil. Once you've mastered the basics, you can graduate to the full-power Magnum loads. You'll build confidence and won't develop a bad flinch. And for hearing safety, the solution is simple. Always wear your ear protection. Every single time. I'm talking high-quality earplugs and earmuffs, especially if you're shooting indoors where the sound is amplified. Your hearing is precious, folks. Protect it. Now that we understand the power and the risks, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. What's it like to actually own and shoot one of these? This is what makes the .357 platform the total package for so many shooters. The single biggest advantage is adaptability. Any firearm chambered for .357 Magnum can safely fire .38 special ammunition. Because the .38 case is slightly shorter, it fits perfectly. This is a huge deal. You can spend a day at the range having a comfortable, low-recoil session with cheaper .38 special ammo, and then load up with full-power .357 Magnum rounds for home defense or a woods gun. It's like having two guns in one. This also plays into cost and availability. The .357 Magnum cartridge itself sits in a comfortable mid-range price. It's more than your budget 9mm, but it's way more affordable than bigger Magnums like the .44. And because it's been popular for decades, you can find it almost anywhere. But if your wallet's feeling a little light, you can always switch to the less expensive .38 Special for practice, giving you an incredibly economical way to maintain your skills with the same firearm. So, there you have it, the .357 Magnum. It's an incredibly effective cartridge with a legendary history, but it's one that demands your full attention and respect. When a shooter understands its power and knows how to handle it responsibly, it's one of the most versatile and reliable tools you can own. But if you don't, it can quickly become far more dangerous than you might expect. Thanks for tuning in today. If you got some value out of this video, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. Until next time, take care and stay safe.